Well, the Top Gun Show today welcomes Vince Bradley, the VP of Corporate Development and GM of the Energy Services at AppSmart. Vince was the CEO of WTG before selling to AppDirect to co-found AppSmart in 2018. Vince and I worked together during nearly 5 years of me being the general manager of Top Speed Data in Northern California. Vince is well known in the channel as one of the true visionaries and thought leaders. Also on the show today is Andy Potts, the Senior Product Specialist for our Energy Division at AppSmart. Prior to recently joining AppSmart, Andy spent nearly a quarter of a century in energy with companies such as LG&E Energy, Duke Energy, Ameresco, and NUS Consulting Group. He is an accomplished energy management professional with a successful track record of managing the energy needs and spend for large global industrial and commercial businesses. Vince and Andy, welcome to the show.
Hey there, Steve. Glad to be here.
Nice to have you both on. Well, Vince, I haven't seen you much lately. Where have you been?
Steve, it's great to see you, man. It's been a while. You know, I've just been locked down here in my vintage COVID trailer for 6 months, trying to get this Energize app ready. We started launching it a couple weeks ago, and ultimately, that's why I'm here on the Top Gun Show. That's why I finally got here.
Well, I'm glad we found each other once again. I had to join your company at AppSmart to get a chance to talk to you again. So this is great. Well, Vince, I know energy's been your baby. I know it's been your baby for a while. You saw the vision of technology merchants offering energy services way before anybody else. What attracted you to energy, and where did you see the fit with the traditional telecom sales channel?
Great question, Steve. I think, it really comes down to a couple of things. I mean, started WTG in 96 around the same time as deregulation of local telecom. But that was also when energy was deregulated. So it hit me. Telecom is a big utility. Why not help enable advisors to upsell the other big utility? And I get bored pretty easily, so I decided to take on the other big utility. Over 10 years ago, my favorite thing about it is the customer-based retention. Telecom customers we upsold energy to, we didn't lose any of those customers as we provide so much value to them as their utilities advisor.
Yeah, and the secret is it's so easy to sell. But we'll get into that later. Andy, why don't you describe the type of energy services that are available through AppSmart through the technology merchants to their customers?
Sure, absolutely. So the main product right now in energy for us is the procurement, and we define this as the sourcing of electricity and natural gas commodity supply, which is what our new Energize app supports. Now, in addition to that, we have other energy services teams that's also focusing on efficiency projects like LED lighting, solar, HVAC, energy expense management, and with the electric vehicle boom, EV charging, which is a super hot area right now for project growth work.
It really is, man. Great recap. Well, Vince, back to you. Managed energy services offered by AppSmart are only available through our network of over 3,000 technology merchants. Why is AppSmart only using the indirect sales channel as our go-to-market strategy?
Steve, as you know, sales partners have the customer relationships and typically keep the support for customers for decades if they do it right. Adding energy services to the channel, this further solidifies the relationship with the customer, gives advisors a new revenue stream, and more retention of their base. The energy business is also going to grow a ton in the years to come because of the new administration and post-pandemic cloud-centric new products. Customers get one less relationship to have to worry about by tapping their existing advisor relationship. They also get marketplace access to help them manage energy spend and their business in general. Hence our focus 100% on energy in the channel. We don't need the the direct side to get the job done.
Nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know a lot of technology merchants I even talked to today are like, man, I can't even get my arms around the technology, let alone start talking energy. So, Andy, back to you. Managed energy services is one of the best kept secrets at AppSmart, with millions of end users and sales partners watching you right now. What's the one thing you want them to know?
Steve, prior to joining AppSmart back at the beginning of March, I was a career energy guy. I'll be the first to admit that I do not know that much about telecom or connectivity services. But after speaking with so many tech advisors lately, they keep saying the same thing, that energy procurement reminds them of the old long distance or even the uni-pui local sales days, and that selling energy appears to be way easier to sell than telecom currently is. For starters, I mean, there's no install or provisioning that's required, no network or tech changes. It's back to the days of just getting and looking at utility invoices, not networks and technology complications. So energy supply orders can even be ordered online by you or our customer. And from what I've been told, that's unheard of in the telecom space.
Yeah, and what I tell my partners too is, just start out with some friendlies. Talk to a couple of customers that you have a great relationship with, you're friends with. Go, just give me copies of your bills. I just want to check it out and check. These energy guys are on my back to sell more energy. Give me some of your bills. And by the way, Andy, you don't need to know anything about telecom. We have a lot of people in this industry that know telecom. So you and your team
better them than me. Better them than me.
Exactly. Well, you guys both are big fans of the Top Gun show, and that I know there are millions and millions of people watching you right now. Why don't you, I'm going to start with you, Vince, tell the viewers the most famous person you'd like to meet and why.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were talking dead or alive as a qualification, so I picked one of each. I think someone who was dead, Einstein. I love a good conversation, and we would have great conversations. I think if it comes to someone who's alive, I'd say probably Elon Musk. I own a Model S, but need to set him straight on some things in energy and the channel, actually. So there's a lot to talk about there.
Great answers. Andy, how about you?
All right, so now I'm a Louisville, Kentucky native, and Kentucky Derby is coming up this weekend. So I'd say for me, it's Louisville's most famous son, which is Muhammad Ali, who would like to meet in person. Now, I got a backstory here. My dad was part of Ali's legal team back in the day. And he said that when the champ, and that's exactly how Ali wanted to be addressed, would stroll into the offices, that his personality and vibe was just absolutely so electric. So just the chance to meet and talk with the champ would be awesome.
Well, I like the way you tied that in. His personality was electric. Get it? The energy
no
guy.
No pun intended either. So.
Yeah. Well, Andy and Vince, thank you so much for being on the show today. I hope this just continues to catapult the energy division at AppSmart. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Steve. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Steve. Have a great one.
Thanks for watching, everybody.